My game plan? Go to Indianapolis and bring home a win for Hoosier families.
That is State Senator Eddie Melton. He's running for governor. He is the third Democrat to enter the race for the party's nomination to challenge Republican Governor Eric Holcomb in next year's election. We have an open invitation for viable candidates for governor here on Daybreak, and Senator Melton accepted it. Good morning.
Thank you, and good morning.
I have to tell you, the launch event really grabbed attention because you intentionally reached across the aisle, brought State School Superintendent Jennifer McCormick with you. Tell us about how that connection happened and why you thought it was useful to do sort of a bipartisan launch, it looked like.
Well, I think my track record will speak for itself in the General Assembly. I've always been able to work across the aisle. That's something that's a requirement when you work in a supermajority state as a Democrat. So I've always worked with the Department of Education. And education is a nonpartisan issue. It's not about Republican or Democrat. So I launched a tour this summer, and we visited over 20 cities. And Dr. McCormick joined me. I asked her to join me because there were a lot of questions that Hoosiers had about education and the fate of education, the future of education. So she did join me, and she received a lot of flack for that, but I commend her and her leadership for standing true to what she believes in.
You know the way campaigns work, people want to look at tea leaves and read them and say, what does this mean and what does that mean? She has been a fascinating person in the public sphere, being elected with strong Republican support and then kind of went awry with the governor's office, which was unexpected to many. Will we see her play a big role in your campaign beyond this? Is she, for instance, someone you might run with?
Well, I will say that it's too early to make that decision right now. We just launched and announced yesterday. But I would say all options are on the table. I won't rule anything out. Most importantly is to bring forth a vision for all Hoosiers in the state of Indiana, regardless of where they live. And education is a top priority, healthcare is a top priority, as well as economic growth and opportunity for all Hoosiers. So we'll see how everything plays out.
Education issues, teacher pay is always top of mind. You mentioned it as you set things in motion. If you want to pay teachers more, you got to figure out a way to do it. What's your way?
Well, we've already set a path for that. This past session, I'm the only legislator that had a comprehensive teacher pay bill, Senate Bill 399. And we had existing funds and dollars within the way we fund education to help support that. And it's not raising any taxes. This is using the current teacher appreciation grants that exist. We want to increase the base salary for all teachers. Indiana has the slowest and lowest salary growth since 2002 in the nation. So it's about time that our teachers are paid what they're worth, and we have to show them that attention. But they also share with us, they're tired of the high stakes testing that's taking place with our students, and we can see that with the debacle with iLearn. So we have to be very strategic and intentional when it comes down to how we approach our educational efforts, as well as healthcare and economic growth.
You've got a bit of an uphill slog, and that is you're in Northwest Indiana and known well up there, but most of the voters are in Central Indiana. How will we see you in the coming months try to introduce yourself to people and be more well known?
Well, folks can always go to my website to learn a little bit more about myself, eddiemelton.com, but we'll be in Indianapolis, in Central Indiana a lot. And we want to make sure that folks are very familiar about me and my position on a variety of issues.
Josh Owens, Woody Myers are the two you'll run against for the nomination. They've both been here as well. They have similar messages at this point. Do you see distinctions between the three of you?
Well, they are both great gentlemen. We've had opportunities to meet each other on very few occasions. I think one thing I would say that sets me apart is that I've actually been fighting this fight the entire time in the legislature. I know the issues, I know the concerns, and we have a plan.
Eddie Melton's a state senator, wants to be the governor of the state of Indiana. Thanks for starting things here with us on Daybreak this morning. Marcus?
All right, gentlemen, thank you.